The chaos in Beacon Hills doesn't slow down for a single moment, and Teen Wolf Season 2, Episode 8, titled Raving, proves exactly that. This is the episode where friendships are tested, loyalties blur, and the real danger of Gerard Argent's growing influence begins to shine through. Welcome to TV Series, the place where we dive deep into your favorite shows, uncover their secrets, and walk you through every twist and turn. If you are just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest breakdowns. Today, we're breaking down Teen Wolf Season 2, Episode 8, Raving, where an underground rave becomes the stage for chaos, supernatural confrontation, and some of the most pivotal moments in the season. The episode kicks off with Styles still caught in the complicated mess of trying to help his friends while also carrying the weight of his own insecurities. His awkward humor and sharp thinking continue to make him a valuable ally. But beneath the jokes is someone who feels like he's being left behind in a world filled with alphas, hunters, and monsters. That theme of feeling out of place echoes across this episode. Meanwhile, Scott is determined to get closer to the truth behind Gerard Argent and his motives. Ever since Gerard showed up, he's been playing his game of manipulation, and this time Scott realizes the stakes are higher than ever. Gerard isn't just a hunter. He's a strategist, someone who knows how to bend the rules and weaponize fear. In many ways, Gerard represents the human villain who's scarier than the monsters, because he doesn't rely on claws or fangs. He relies on control. The rave itself is one of the episode's most memorable set pieces. On the surface, it's just a wild underground party filled with flashing lights, pounding music, and reckless teenagers. But for Scott and the others, it's a battlefield disguised as fun. This is where they're supposed to face the Kanima again. Derek's pack and Scott's group know that the Kanima is still out there, and controlling Jackson has become more complicated than they ever imagined. Jackson, possessed by the Kanima's curse, is struggling more than ever with his identity. What makes this episode powerful is how it frames Jackson not just as a villain but as a tragic figure. Someone who never quite felt good enough, who always wanted power and validation, and now finds himself consumed by something he cannot control. The rave, with its neon chaos, becomes the perfect reflection of Jackson's inner turmoil. At the same time, Allison finds herself caught in the storm between loyalty to her family and her love for Scott. Gerard has a tight grip on her through manipulation, whispering poison in her ear about duty, honor, and survival. Chris Argent, however, continues to serve as the balance in Allison's life. He's a hunter, yes, but he's also a father who knows Gerard's ruthlessness might destroy his daughter's future if she follows him blindly. Allison's decisions in this episode mark the beginning of her transformation into someone stronger, more independent, but also more conflicted. The fight sequences in Raving are some of the season's highlights. Derek and his betas join forces with Scott and his friends in a desperate attempt to trap and stop the Kanima. What makes these battles stand out is that they're not just about claws versus venom, they're about strategy. The characters have to think, adapt, and anticipate each other's moves. This isn't a straightforward monster showdown, it's chess played with lives on the line. Then there's Lydia, whose role in this episode continues to blur the line between sanity and supernatural connection. Her hallucinations, her fragmented memories, and her eerie connection to Peter Hale's spirit foreshadow the bigger role she'll play later on in the series. At this point, Lydia is still dismissed by many around her as fragile or broken, but the truth is that she's one of the most important pieces of the entire puzzle. What makes Raving truly compelling is how it blends teenage drama with supernatural horror. The flashing lights of the rave symbolize the chaos in everyone's lives. Scott trying to balance his human and supernatural worlds, Allison torn between family and love, Jackson consumed by his monstrous alter ego, and Styles desperately fighting to prove he belongs in this battle. Every character's inner conflict spills out into the neon-soaked chaos of the night. The episode also explores themes of manipulation and control. Gerard manipulates Allison, the Kanima is manipulated by its master, and even Derek's pack wrestles with the tension of being manipulated into battles they don't fully understand. The question this episode asks is, who really has control, and who is just a pawn in someone else's game? One of the most chilling aspects of this episode is the way Gerard looms over everything. He may not throw a single punch, but his presence is terrifying because you know he's pulling the strings behind the scenes. He doesn't need to get his hands dirty, others will bleed for him. Gerard represents the quiet, insidious kind of evil that doesn't strike quickly but poisons everything it touches. By the time the rave ends, nothing feels resolved. Instead, the characters are left with even more questions. The Kanama is still a threat. Gerard's influence is growing. Lydia's strange connection to Peter Hale grows stronger. And the trust between Scott, Allison, and their friends is more fragile than ever. This is the genius of Teen Wolf. It doesn't just end episodes with answers, it ends them with more dangerous mysteries. From a storytelling perspective, Raving is a turning point. It's the episode that builds tension to an almost unbearable level, setting the stage for the explosive final stretch of Season 2. Every character is pushed to their limit, and every relationship feels like it's on the verge of breaking. Looking back, Raving stands out not just because of the action but because of the emotion. Scott's desperation, Allison's confusion, Jackson's torment, Stiles' insecurity, Lydia's haunting visions. These are the elements that make the episode unforgettable. It's a reminder that Teen Wolf isn't just about monsters and hunters. It's about people fighting battles inside themselves as much as against external threats. And that wraps up our dive into Teen Wolf Season 2, Episode 8, Raving. If you enjoyed walking through this episode with us, don't forget, your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. So make sure to like this video, share it with fellow Teen Wolf fans, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more breakdowns of the world of Beacon Hills. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay tuned right here on TV Series, where we turn your favorite shows into unforgettable journeys.